Welcome back to the show, folks. My next guest is Trish Rippie. And I want to welcome you to Young at Heart.
Thank you.
Yes. Now, I guess I have some questions to ask you. First of all, you're with?
I'm with Trish Rippie Realty. We used to be Help You Sell Trish Rippie Realty, and we've just recently changed to just Trish Rippie Realty on Highway 372.
Yeah, see, now, these are things I need to know, definitely. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, now, I understand you talk about HUD. What the heck is a HUD home?
HUD homes are homes that are for sale that have had FHA loans on them and have been foreclosed. There's a lot of misunderstanding with the term HUD homes. People miss out on opportunities to buy them because they think that they're only for low-income people or some special government program, and they confuse them with the Section 8 HUD housing that's for rent. HUD homes are homes for sale that have been foreclosed, and they're available to anyone.
Well, how in the heck would a person buy a HUD home?
Well, to buy a HUD home, the first thing you need to work with an agent. The agent has to be registered with HUD, so ask your agent. If you're working with an agent, ask your agent if they are registered. If they're not, tell them to call me and I'll help them get set up. If you're not working with an agent, you're welcome to call our office. We'd be happy to work with you. All of my agents are registered. To buy a HUD home, you need either a pre-qualification letter from a lender or proof of funds if you're paying cash. You have to have an earnest money deposit. Depending on the price of the home, that'll be $500 or $1,000 in the cashier's check. And you have to have your agent write up a purchase contract, which is then bid online.
Now, when you talk about a HUD home, and we talk about what it is and things like that now, is there advantage to buying a HUD home or what?
Sure. There are a lot of foreclosed properties out there. One advantage to buying HUD homes is that HUD actually sends an inspector and inspects the homes they foreclose, that they take back. They check them out, and then they rate them. There are 3 different categories. When you go to buy a HUD home, we suggest if you're able to get online, to go to the website hudhomestore.com and click on Nevada, and then click on Pahrump, and it'll show you all the properties for sale. There's our ad with the HUD Home Store address. When you click on a property and go into the details about that property, it'll be rated either insured, uninsured, or insured with a repair escrow. Generally, the insured properties, that has nothing to do with homeowners insurance. That means they're eligible for FHA financing, which is insured financing. The insurance just means that if you are foreclosed, if you go into default, the mortgage insurance pays off the loan, so your lender doesn't get stuck with the loss, and then they can sell it back to HUD. And then they become a HUD home. The insured properties are all eligible for FHA financing, which is for owner occupants only, 3.5% down. The uninsured properties are not available for HUD or FHA financing, but you can get conventional loans on a lot of them. And then they have the insured with repair escrow. That means there's a minor amount of repairs that would have to be done to qualify for FHA. And they tell the lenders to actually lend you enough money to cover those repairs, and then you can get your FHA loan. Another advantage on a HUD home is that HUD will always pay up to 3% of the purchase price and buyer's closing costs. So if you're getting your FHA loan and HUD's paying 3.5%, the appraisal's already been done. At the time HUD lists them, they have them appraised. They put them on the market at appraised value. And so you don't have to pay for an appraisal, and they will pay up to 3% in buyer's closing costs. The big advantage for us here in Pahrump is that a lot of manufactured homes do not have HUD-approved foundations, and you can't get FHA loans on them. But the HUD homes generally are eligible for FHA financing. The manufactured homes have HUD-approved foundations, or they wouldn't have gotten an FHA loan to start with. So the financing is more readily available than on a lot of repo homes. And the other advantage, if you are going to live in the house, if you've been out there trying to buy repo homes, you know that sometimes you have a lot of competition for investors. On HUD homes, for the first 30 days on the market, Only owner-occupants can buy them, no investors.
That's interesting. Are there a lot of HUD homes here in Pahrump
Yes,
area?
that's a good question. When I first started my real estate office here about 7 years ago, I was the HUD broker, but we hardly ever had any HUD homes. Now, because of the change in the market, there's a lot of them, and there's going to be a lot more. As more people are financing FHA, which is the loan of choice at this time, there's going to be a lot more HUD homes in the future. I'd say right now there are about 20 of them on the market right now.
Now, what is the difference between the HUD homes and a person who just walks away, from a home?
Well, the difference is a lot of people do just walk away from them. If they had an FHA loan on the property, then it can go back to HUD and be a HUD home. If they had a conventional loan on the property, it will never be a HUD home. That goes to the banks. When you see the repos, there's Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, bank repos, and then there's HUD homes. And those are just the ones that had FHA financing on them.
See, because I thought that, and this is things that I thought from before, that if the government bailed out some of the big financial companies, some of the big financial companies of banks and so forth like that, they were supposed to help the little guy, with his problems now. But is this a better thing to do, a HUD home versus one of the others? Because now we're finding out that some of the big financial institutions aren't coming down and helping the guy, with what do you call it, remodification and all that kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, what we're finding in Pahrump, because the values have dropped so much here, a lot of people just don't want a home loan modification because the values have dropped so much. So they are walking away from the homes, and the banks have the option of keeping those homes and selling them themselves. It could be for sale by Wells Fargo or Bank of America. But if it had an FHA loan on it, because of the mortgage insurance, if you've ever gotten an FHA loan, you have to buy mortgage insurance. That mortgage insurance pays most of what the lender is owed on the property. And so the lenders have the option of taking the insurance and letting the house go back to HUD, and that's what they're starting to do a lot now because the values have dropped so much.
Well, is that a good thing then, in a sense? Because if the home value is dropping and then it turns over to HUD, the person may be able to get a better deal?
Well, it's a great deal for the buyers. If you're
That's what I mean.
You're in the market to buy a home, I don't think there's ever been a better time to buy. The homes are for sale in Pahrump at less than replacement costs. The the prices are low, and the interest rates, you can still get loans below 5%. So this combination of very low prices and very low interest rates is unbeatable and probably won't last. The prices will probably stay low for quite a long time, but the interest rates, it looks like we keep being told they'll be going up in the future. So if you want that really low payment, this is the time to jump on it.
Jump on it. Well, now, say a youngster, maybe someone who's just married and they have a little money, should you suggest that they save a little money now in order for a down payment on that home now?
Well,
is that a good idea?
If they don't have enough money for a down payment, they have to save it or get a gift from a relative, a parent. But if they want to buy a HUD home and it's eligible for FHA financing, like I said, 3.5% down, HUD will cover most of their closing costs. We've got homes for sale, some really nice, cute homes as low as $30,000.
Whoa!
So if you're talking 5% on $30,000, that's $1,500. Most people have that much or don't have to wait too long to save it. Wow. The first thing they need to do, the first thing a buyer needs to do is get with a good lender and get pre-approved for the loan. And if they don't have the down payment or if they have some credit issues, a good lender can help them find out what they need to do. And we have some experienced lenders here in Pahrump who do the HUD loans, do the FHA loans, do loans on HUD properties. And if you don't know a lender to go to, again, call us. We'll be glad to help you get set up with a lender.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. They should call you first. Call you guys first and say, hey, look, here's what we have. We can help you.
We can help you. We'd be glad to help you. And our phone number was on the screen. There it is again, 727-4343.
Right. Hey, listen, that's beautiful. I had no idea that this is the way that worked. And, of course, like I said, I appreciate you coming and sharing this information, with our folks here in Pahrump. I don't know why somebody called it Pahrump. In Pahrump. But that's very good information. Folks, if you want to know anything about HUD, contact, Miss Trish Rippie. And you had the telephone number and so forth. So Thanks for coming in and sharing that information.
Thank you, Al.
All right. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be back after these messages. Don't go away.